محمد وعلى آله وصحبه في كل لحظة أبدا عدد نعم الله وأفضاله. اللهم آتنا من لدنك رحمة وعلمنا من لدنك علما. سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. نوينا التعلم وتعليم وتذكر وتذكير والنفع والانتفاع والإفادة والاستفادة والحث على التمسك بكتاب الله وسنة رسوله صلى الله عليه وآله وصحبه وسلم، ودعاء إلى الهدى ودلالة على الخير ابتغاء وجه الله مرضاته وقربه وثوابه سبحانه وتعالى مع لطف وعافية برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم إنا نسألك علم لدني ومشرب صافي الهاني يا وهاب يا غني. اللهم إنا نسألك علم لدني ومشرب الصافي الهني يا وهاب يا غني. اللهم إنا نسألك علم لدني ومشرب الصافي الهني يا وهاب يا غني. اللهم صل وسلم على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم ألهمنا علما نفقه به أوامرك ونواهيك، وارزقنا فهما نعرف به كيف نناجيك يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم إنا نسألك فهم النبيين وحفظ المرسلين وإلهام الملائكة المقربين في عافية يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم أغننا بالعلم وزينا بالحلم وأكرمنا بالتقوى وجملنا بالعافية يا أرحم الراحمين. آمين. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى وسلم. اللهم إنا نستودعك ما قرأناه وما نقرأه في هذا المجلس وما قبله وما بعده، فعلينا حتى ترده إلينا وقت احتياجنا إليه يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم أكرمنا بنور الفهم وأخرجنا من ظلمات الوهم، وافتح لنا أبواب رحمتك وانشر علينا حكمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. آمين. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم يا من مقاليد الأمور كلها بيده وإليه يرجع الأمر كله، يا فتاح يا عليم، يا فتاح يا عليم، يا فتاح يا عليم، افتح علينا وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي، وسدد لساني واهدي قلبي، وافعل كذلك بأحبابي أبدا، وارزقنا كمال فتوح العارفين والفقه في الدين مع كمال الإخلاص والصدق واليقين والعافية والغنى والنصر والحفظ والنفع والاندفاع وخيرات الدارين وعلوم الأولين والآخرين. آمين. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم، والحمد لله رب العالمين. الفاتحة. آمين 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 يا رب العالمين. الحمد لله الحمد لله الحمد لله. We're continuing with جلال الأفهام, the sharah of Aqidatul Awam للإمام أحمد المرزوقي. So the Aqidatul Awam is by Imam Ahmad, and Jalal al-Afham is by Sayyid Muhammad bin Alawi al-Maliki al-Hasani. So Alhamdulillah, we will continuing from the beginning of the book. So he began his book with the ayat al-Quran, the last three, in the last two ayat in the Quran that is known as Amal Rasul. This is the ayat that if you read every single day, every single night, right? Then the person who reads this, right, they will, the iman is protected, especially akhir zaman, in the end of time, right, to be consistent on the recitation of this. And on top of this, right, to recite, of course, we mentioned before, the first five of Surah Baqarah, Surah Ayat al-Kursi, if you can, to the ayat after Kursi, and then if you can, the last three of Surah Baqarah, which comes up to 10, right, 10 ayat altogether, and then two more ayats in Ali Imran, right? You can do that. And then to add on to that for us akhir zaman, especially 10 of the Surah Kahfi, before the first 10 of Surah Kahfi, the last 10 of Surah Kahfi, because there are two riwayat. Right, so we do both riwayat, the first 10, the last 10 of Surah Kahfi. Is very fast. It's very fast. If you're very used to it, you can do it very quickly, inshallah. Just at least once a day, if not twice a day, as much as you can for the Surah Baqarah one. For Surah Kahfi, once a day. And once a day you can do it. First 10 Surah Kahfi, last Surah Kahfi, once a day. Surah Kahfi as a whole, once a week or twice a week. And there is a riwayat of Surah Kahfi on the Friday, it means tonight, right? And it's a riwayat on Surah Kahfi on the day of Friday. So you can do Surah Kahfi twice. I know that people who are struggling, I know in Singapore, those are struggling to do Surah Kahfi itself. It's very, very long. And inshallah, if you have like a jama'ah do together, you will feel more encouraged. Go YouTube, you on Surah Kahfi, then you follow the Surah Kahfi. After a while, it gets very easy. Surah Kahfi, at first, you might think it's so long. Surah Kahfi, the first time you do it, so when are you going to finish? And you flip it, right? It's half a juz. Surah Kahfi, half a juz. It's 10 pages. So it's really half a juz, Surah Kahfi. Right? So, but after you do, you're so used to it, you're like, it's a Yasin like that. It's so easy to do Surah Kahfi. Right? So, I remember Ustazah Halima Al-Idrus, like in her book Bidadari Bumi, and in her book, I think her latest one, the second one, she wrote about Ustaz Najibah. Ustaz Najibah, another woman, convert. A convert who was, so the first book she wrote about a convert that she met in Darul Zahra. Right? MashaAllah, her himmah, her enthusiasm. So, and this I think the teachers paired Ustazah Halima with this convert, right, to just guide her lah, right? So I forgot her name of this convert. I can't remember the name right now. Tapi so Halima was to guide her. So she's supposed to come every day and have like private tuition. Halima, that's sort of so lucky, mashallah, private tuition. And then so on Friday, so on Thursday, Halima, she came at night. Halima was doing the Surah Kahfi at night, and then she asked Halima about it lah. Halima told her about the great Surah Kahfi and she should read it and everything. And the next day, she didn't appear at Darul Zahra the whole day until almost Asar. And when she finally came, and Halima asked her, where have you been the whole day? And she said, I spent the whole day reading Surah Kahfi. Ke convert. So it was so slow. Tapi she finished it. One whole day I spent doing Surah Kahfi. Like, mashallah. But after a while, you get used to it. It's not, you will not feel that it's so long. if you get used to Surah Kahfi. Inshallah.
So you mentioned end of Surah Baqarah.
End of Surah Baqarah from Lillahi ma fi samawati wa fil ardi wa in tubdu ma fi anfusikum aw tukhfuhu yuhasibkum bihi. So the 10 ayat of Surah Baqarah, someone is asking you the question, what are the 10 ayat of Surah Baqarah? First 5 from the Surah, first 5, plus 2, which is Ayatul Kursi, and the one after, La ikraha fid din. Okay? And then last 3, right, from Lillahi ma fi samawati wa fil ard. Right? And then Amana Rasul, and you end off. Right? So that becomes 10. And first 5, 2 in the middle, 3 at the end. And it becomes 10.
That's good.
And Ali Imran. Ali Imran will be Shahidallahu annahu correct. Shahidallahu annahu la ilaha illa huwa al-malaikatu wal muqamin al-qisi. La ilaha illa huwa al-azizul hakim. Inna ad-dina 'inda Allahi al-Islam. And then you continue. It's all in the khulasa. That part in the khulasa. Ayatul Kursi and the ayat after Ayatul Kursi, not in the khulasa. Ayatul Kursi in the khulasa, but la ikraha fi din not in the khulasa. Right, so I just add in lah. I know Zainab, her wirid that she will also do laqad ja'akum. So Rasul min anfusikum, the end of Surah Taubah is the last part of Surah Taubah, and the ayat actually very beautiful because the end of Surah Taubah, because I was learning in Ulum al-Quran. Right, you know, in Ulum al-Quran as well, right? That the end of Surah Taubah. So when they wanted to gather the Quran in the time of Sayyidina Abu Bakr Siddiq, we just go a bit out. Okay, then we come back to our book. Right, so when they were trying to gather the Quran in the time of Sayyidina Abu Bakr Siddiq. Right, and we must understand also, and must study also this entire science of where the Quran came from. Right, you know, how it was gathered, how it's preserved. Right, because my mother, she was say to us that when there was one, she went to some talk in NUS, right, and the talk was presented by some professor. Like some professor, non-Muslim, right, some professor. It's a non-Muslim professor. So they were there to discuss about the laws of inheritance of the Quran. Yes, right, in University of Singapore, secular university, no Islam training knowledge whatsoever, right? But they were there to discuss the laws of inheritance of Islam, right? So so they were discussing, right? And a lot of people are trying to change. They want to change the laws of inheritance of Islam, and Allah knows there will come a day people try to attack the laws of inheritance. Allah put the laws of inheritance so clearly in the Quran, nobody can argue, right? Because it's so clear. Allah mentions the fractions, the amount, the whatever, everything in of law inheritance in Surah An-Nisa is super clear. Nobody can even deny it. Because if let's say, for example, it's in the hadith, people might say, okay, hadith weak, hadith this, hadith that, but it's actually Quran is speaks about laws of inheritance. So my mother was saying to me, she went for one of the talks there, and one of the presenters, right, was presenting, and she was attacking the credibility of the Quran. She was attacking that. And she said that the Quran was only written how many years after the death of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So she so how many that then it was written, right? So to them, right, those who are in the secular world, that means not credible. To them, like to us, no, because our Quran is preserved by Hafiz, like not by writing form. For us, they, even if it's written a few hundred years later on, doesn't matter, because for us as Muslims, we go by sanad. You don't go by written Quran. You go by sanad of the Quran, right? So but the thing is that everybody there, because it's a secular university, nobody there had knowledge of ulum al-Quran. No one knew how the Quran was compiled. They didn't know the history of the Quran. Don't know anything. So nobody could counter what she was saying. And what she was saying is actually nonsense, like rubbish. Right? Because the Quran itself written down in the time of Rasulullah in front of Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Right? And in fact, when Sayyidina Abu Bakr as-Siddiq and Sayyidina Umar, like, they decided all the written forms of the Quran, right? They put Sayyidina Zaid bin Thabit in charge. Because Sayyidina Zaid bin Thabit, he has memorized the Quran, one of the Qurra, and one of those whom Rasulullah has identified to be that you can take Quran from him. And this also shows the itqan, my tajweed exam. So like, because the whole of the university is what it makes you go into the entire history of it. So our whole semester of tajweed course, we've not even gone to a single hukum of tajweed yet. It's all theory. Somebody's got theory. I know it's theory. But it's amazing to learn all these things that is like, where they come from and how is it preserved? What are the proofs of it? Because if people try to attack it, you can counter. You come with ilmu. With ilmu of knowledge that what you're talking about is a lie, it's a slander, and it's nonsense. Right? Because now it's spreading online everywhere, and our youth might be hearing this, and they might be thinking, yeah, the Quran is you can't believe it, it's not credible, it's not this, it's not that. And this was a lecture in NUS, like in University of Singapore, right? How many of the youngsters there have any knowledge of Tajweed or Quran? Right? Almost zero. And they come and they listen, and they're going through sociology, they're going through law, they're lawyers whatsoever, and they don't know anything, nothing about the knowledge of Sharia. Alhamdulillah, my mother was there. My mother, she knew something lah. She said at the time she didn't know so much about the history of the Quran. After that, she went to, because she herself could rebut. It was years ago. She couldn't even say something, but she knew what the person was saying is how to rebut with ilmu. Right, how to say firmly what is the history of the compilation of the Quran. Right, subhanAllah. I went to that because I was talking about the last ayats of Surah Tawbah. So when so the Quran itself was written in time of Rasulullah in front of Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Right. So when Sayyidina Abu Bakr, Sayyidina Umar decided, that it is compile the Quran, or compile the written pieces of the Quran into a chest, that a box where they put all the written pieces, the original pieces that were written in front of the Prophet ﷺ, right, to compile into a box. It's not a mushaf yet, just to compile it into a box. So they put Sayyidina Zaid bin Thabit in charge of task. And Sayyidina Zaid bin Thabit is a young man, a very young man. He was a teenager at the time of Rasulullah ﷺ, a very young man, mashallah. But he was someone who was of the huwa minal muttaqin, right? Muttaqin, right? From and he's from those people with taqwa, and also mutqinin. Mutqinin, those with itqan. They have perfection in what they do. Sayyidina Zaid bin Thabit is known for that. He has like, whatever he does, it's excellence. It's excellence and perfect. He has the kind of martaba, mashallah. Right? So he was put in charge. Young man, no, he was in his 20s. Young man put in charge of something so heavy, right, on his shoulders. And he even said that if I was commanded to move a mountain from one place to another place, it would have been easier on me than to compile the Quran. It was such a difficult and momentous task that he felt because the whole ummah is depending on this now, right? That he does a good job, subhanAllah. And he's someone of itqan, that he ensured, even though he has memorized the Quran, he was there when the Rasul would get wahyu and recite. Whenever new wahyu came, there are a few people some will call on to. Right? They will say Ali, Sayyidina Zaid bin Thabit, and a few of them, Sayyidina bin Mas'ud. Some will call them, and he will recite them. Another hadith Rasul mentioned that you take your Quran from 4 people. He mentioned 4 people, and then the riwayat said 6 people. Right? And these are the people who had itqan in their nutq, in their pronunciation, in their tajweed, they had perfection, right? In their Quran. It's all my revision for my exam today. Sorry, not telling all now. They got tajweed later on. But it's amazing because I find that because and the way they teach us in the Jamia, right? They teach you that this is why we have to understand this because it will be attacked. All of these will be attacked. Right? And it was attacked. That's what my mom told me. It happened about 20 years ago in NUS in Singapore, in the University of Singapore. They attacked the compulsion of the Quran in the university. As the clueless and the Muslims and the clueless as to what is right and what is wrong because they have no knowledge of the Quran. Right. So Sayyidina Zaid bin Thabit, even though he had memorized the Quran from the mouth of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, memorized the entire Quran from the mouth of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, exactly it is as it recited. Rasulullah has said his name of the 6 people to take your Quran from, because these people were not the only 6 who memorized, but they were the only 6 who had itqan. So they had the perfect tajweed, perfect pronunciation, and perfect makharij. That is why all the sanad today go back to them because of the amr of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Take your Quran from these. So the other Sahaba, they are those to memorize, yes, but they were not of those who had itqan. Some actually identified by name. These Sahabi only take your Quran from them because when some heard them recite exactly as it was revealed. Because like how we see amongst us today also, some of us recite well, some don't. So about Sahaba, same thing. Some recited well and some did not. Right, so some actually identified this the 104, 106. Right, this 6 or this 4, like you take it from them exactly. Right, so they were saying Ibn Mas'ud, right, Sayyidina Ubay bin Ka'b, right, Sayyidina Sayyidina Salim Maula Abi Huzaifa, and Sayyidina Mu'adh bin Jabal. Other riwayat said Ibn Abbas, right, and other riwayat said Ibn Thabit. I said that this is specific people to take it. So Sayyidina Ibn Thabit, he went around, right, so even though he already had memorized the Quran from the mouth of Rasulullah, so in fact, he as one person can just compile the Quran. A single man can just do it because he has taken it exactly from who? From Rasulullah, and he's somebody of itqan. That means he has memorized it exactly as how it is. But even so, he didn't take it as his own word. But he went around and he would see who has written the ayat of the Quran in the presence of the Prophet. His own sharat, he put his own sharat down because he's such a man of excellence that he put his own shurut, right, must be written, right, and then in the presence of Rasulullah with 2 witnesses. Every single ayat has this. Which book in the world has this? Any book Ya Allah, right, forgive us, right, and pardon us and forgive us and have mercy on us. This is how Allah has taught us as Muslims on how we face the Sharia. As the Sharia, Allah is merciful. If you forget, you make a mistake, just rectify. It's okay. There's no sin. Where you do fail in your own shortcomings, you do istighfar. Ghufranaka. You do istighfar. That's it. So you act on the Sharia to the best of your ability. Don't try to change the Sharia. Take it whole. Then where you fail, ask for forgiveness. Full stop. So the whole ayat is about it. MashaAllah. So it's the base ayat is the ayat of Iman, and also the ayat of Iman linked into Sharia. Naam. So the Aqidah itself, right? So we're going to the Aqidah itself. Did I cut off? Okay. Okay. So the Aqidah itself, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. You want to sing? Usually in class I will sing it. Right, but it's a long Aqidah. So maybe we take a few ayats at one time. Okay. Right. Never mind, it's okay. You're gonna sing. It's quite long. It'll take some time to sing through the entire Aqidah.
We used to sing the dance.
Yeah, I know. Everybody will sing it. You will just sing it too. There is a the Tarimi tune. You know Tarimi tune? Iwa Rahmani, the Tarimi tune. There is the Indonesian tune. It is.
Like this, yeah.
Yeah. There's all the tunes, Tarimi tunes. Can you imagine? Because I'm being recorded, I don't want to sing. Because my recording is online, so I better not sing, right? But I will just read through, okay? So أبدأ بسم الله الرحمن وبالرحيم دائم الإحسان فالحمد لله القديم الأولي والآخر الباقي بلا تحول ثم الصلاة والسلام والسرمدة على النبي خير من قد وحد وآله وصحبه من تبع سبيل دين الحق غير مبتدع. Okay, that's the first part of the Aqidah, then it's the Ba'du. Right? So I'm just going to explain how the Aqidah is arranged. So you have the first few words. There is basically the Basmala and the Hamdallah and the Salah ala Rasulillah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Then it goes straight into the 20 sifat of Allah Subhanahu Wa Ta'ala, and then it goes into the Rusul, right, the prophets, and the 4 sifat of the prophets, which brings you into the 25 prophets that you should memorize. Right? After 25 prophets you should memorize, but it goes right into the angels. Okay, wal malakul ladhi bila abi wa Right, it goes right into the angels. What we believe about the angels, and then it goes, before the angels, it goes into wadiddu kulli wajib, the opposites. Right, so we memorize 50 sifat altogether. So 20 sifat of Allah Subhanahu Wa Ta'ala. Then you have 4 sifat of the prophets, right? And then 1 jaiz of so 20 from Allah Subhanahu Wa Ta'ala. The opposite of these sifat are also sifats. It means they are the opposite sifats. It means there's some mustahil sifats. They cannot happen for Allah Subhanahu Wa Ta'ala. So there are 40 altogether. Prophets, 4 sifat, then the exact opposite is 4. Right, that will be the mustahil. It always will go through one by one. Right, it says 4 wajib for prophet, then 4 mustahil for prophets, and they're the exact opposite. And they come up to 48. 48 sifat. Then you have 1 sifat that is permissible for Allah, and 1 sifat that is permissible for the Anbiya, the prophets. That makes a sum of 50. 50 sifat altogether. You will come to it, inshallah, when you come to the verse, right? So I will go through them one by one. And in fact, it's in the book. I put the in the book. It's in the book. So let me just read the first part. Okay, so after the sifat of Allah Subhanahu Wa Ta'ala, and then and the dit, right, then he goes into the angels, what we believe about angels, the names of the 10 angels, that you must know them, and you must know them by name and their job, their duties. Then he goes into the books, the 4 books that were revealed that you must believe in, and the suhuf al-Khalili wal-Karimi, the scriptures of Nabi Ibrahim and Nabi Musa alayhi salam. And then he goes into the ahwal, right, or the ahwal of Yawm al-Qiyamah, right, the very dreadful situations of Yawm al-Qiyamah that we must believe in. So whatever, Rasulullah has brought to us, it is true and we must believe in. Okay, up to this point, all of these, you're going to the story later on, is from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam in a dream. Right? And from there, inshallah, I will speak a bit about the aqidah of believing in dreams, that the person says this is from Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So what is the aqidah and what is the sharia behind it? Right? That if someone says to you, I saw at night in my dreams, Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam came to me and he said to me to recite this, this and that. Right? So what is on me as a Muslim, right, in response to this? What is the aqidah behind it? What is the sharia behind it? Right? How do I handle this? How do I handle this? That's the first thing. So inshallah, we'll be going through the dream of Imam Marzuqi, and he saw twice. There were two dreams. Twice he saw Rasulullah said this to him. So the part whereby it's from Rasulullah came to the very end whereby وَكُلُّ مَا أَتَى بِهِ الرَّسُولُ. That is from Imam Marzuqi. He wrote that. So the ayat before that, it is before that, whereby he has وَصُحُفِ الْخَلِيلِ وَالْكَلِيمِ فِيهَا كَلَامُ حَكَّمٍ عَلِيمِ. There. Okay, so until that point, that is from Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Okay, then the next ayat, so the next ayat is وَكُلُّ مَا أَتَى رَسُولُ فَحَقُّهُ تَسْلِيمُ وَالْقَبُولُ. That is from Imam Marzuqi onwards. Okay, why? Because when he was spreading, this poem, because he was instructed. On the story, we'll see how he was instructed to spread it. People were doubting him. People were saying that he's just lying and he wants popularity. وَكُلُّ مَا أَتَى بِهِ الرَّسُولُ فَحَقُّهُ تَسْلِيمُ وَالْقَبُولُ. Right? And everything we get from the Prophet, then the right of it is that you submit to it and you accept it. So he put in the ayat because people were doubting him. And in fact, Habib mentioned that day in one of his classes, he said that anyone who lies against the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, there's a hadith whereby Rasulullah said that whoever lies against me, it means that this is a lie against me, then let him reserve his seat in the hellfire. From there, the Sahaba, a lot of them, they burned the hadiths they wrote down. Sayyidina Abu Bakr had an entire collection of hadiths that he wrote down, and he heard the hadiths of Sayyidina Abu Bakr. Sayyidina Abu Bakr. So he has so few, the hadiths he riwayat, right? He's so afraid. But it is that his riwayat is narrated, he had a collection of hadiths in Abu Bakr. A collection. When he heard the hadith, whoever says against me a lie, I let him reserve for himself a seat in the hellfire. He burnt his hadith collection, Sayyidina Abu Bakr. He burnt it because he was so afraid. So he actually, and mashallah, they all people of itqan, and they know what they heard. But he was so afraid that maybe he said a fa, not a wa. Maybe he said, another word, not this word. Maybe he was differently phrased. He burned his entire collection in Abu Bakr. So in fact, in hadith, very few that he actually narrates in Abu Bakr. He's so afraid to say anything that is wrong. So from this hadith comes the understanding that if anybody were to say, I saw the Prophet in my dreams, and they did not see the Prophet in their dreams, they fall under this hadith. Right, whereby you have lied against the Prophet. He didn't come to you, you're lying. Right? It's a lie. It's a lie. Did Rasul come to your dreams? Rasul will say on the day of judgment, I did not. Right? And then you were like, oh, yeah, I lied. La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. Right? So the one who said that I saw Rasul in my dreams and they didn't actually see Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, they are lying against Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam and they fall under this hadith. Let them reserve for themselves a seat in the hellfire. Subhanallah. And Habib was mentioning the same thing about this. They are also lying against Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because in another hadith, so all the dalils of hadith, another hadith, that a true dream is a part of wahyu. It's not wahyu, but it's like a type of wahyu, a true dream. Right? And the more truthful someone is in their speech, the more truthful they are in their dreams. It's a hadith. Right? So true dreams are from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah gives true dreams. So when someone lies like that, because to say I saw Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, automatically it means it is a true dream. Because in the hadith that if whoever sees me has seen me truly, for shaitan cannot take my form. He can't pretend and be Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So, and this is all bishara to the end of times, because people in the end of times, they will see and Nabi Sallallahu in their dreams, and Rasulullah will comfort them with the decisions they made that is unpopular. That nobody is with them. Like Sayyidina Uthman, for example, and Sayyidina Hussein, for example, they were in a state whereby they were being attacked. Sayyidina Uthman was being surrounded in his house. But they get dreams of Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam saying that, Uthman, be firm and you will break your fast with us tonight. I mean, so these are called true dreams, but they have assurance. What you're doing is correct. Like, hold on to the caliphate. Do not give it up. Don't let them take it from you. You hold on until they kill you, right? And then you will iftar with us tonight. Sayyidina Uthman. Sayyidina Hussein, same thing. Sayyidina Hussein also at Karbala, right? Same thing. He had a dream when Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam told him that tonight, right? Sayyidina Abu Ubaidah, when they were doing they had a jihad. And Sayyidina Abu Ubaidah, he saw Rasulullah in his dreams. They were doing what is the English word for that? The hisar. What's the for English? It's not occupation. It's siege. There's a siege. And they're doing a siege over one of the towns, during the jihad. And it was so many days they couldn't break through. And Sayyidina Abu Ubaidah was the general of the army. He had a dream of Rasulullah. All ru'ya, it's all true dreams. He had a dream of Rasulullah saying to him, "Ya Abu Ubaidah, tomorrow will be the fatah. You will penetrate tomorrow." To give them strength that what you're doing is correct. Just stay here. It's comfort, it is strength, because you saw the Prophet ﷺ. So till Akhir Zaman, there are people who will get this. So Aql Awam is one of those examples whereby Imam Marzuqi got this dream. He's a scholar, an imam, a righteous person. He won't lie about this. They all know the hadith. Who lied against the Prophet ﷺ, then let him reserve for himself a seat in the hellfire. Why would he lie? He could just write the entire manzuma and say it's from him. Right? Why must it's from the Prophet ﷺ? So the fact that he said it means it is from Rasulullah ﷺ. And there's no need to say, that it's from him if it's not from him. Correct. You can just say that, I wrote a poem. If you all want to read it, you can read it. I wrote a poem. I mean, you don't have to. I mean, it's okay to do it that way. So the fact that he said that the Prophet ﷺ came to me and gave me this, right? It means that there is no reason why he should be lying, right? Why should he be lying? Right? So, but there were people who were jealous, people who were in every zaman. These people all exist, right? And I want to finish the story of Abu Ubaidah. It was a very beautiful story because he came to Rasulullah came to him in his dreams, and Sayyidina Abu Ubaidah, he loved Rasulullah SAW. MashaAllah, he's one of the Sabiqun, one of the earliest Ibn Jarrah, one of the earliest people to come into Islam, one of the earliest, and he's called Aminul Ummah. Some called him Aminul Ummah, the one who is trusted, the trustworthy one of this Ummah. And in fact, Sayyidina Umar said, had Abu Ubaidah been alive at the point of his death, Sayyidina Umar's death, he would have made Sayyidina Abu Ubaidah the next Khalifa. But he passed away for Sayyidina Umar. But Sayyidina Umar said, because he's Aminul Ummah, by the words of the Prophet ﷺ, had he still been alive, he would have become the next Khalifa already. Sayyidina Umar would choose him to be the next Khalifa, but he passed away before Sayyidina Umar passed away. So Sayyidina Abu Ubaidah, in his dream, Rasulullah came to him and said to him, Ya Abu Ubaidah, right, the Fatah will happen tomorrow. Right, tomorrow is the Fatah. For you all, you will conquer tomorrow. And then Rasulullah was about to leave. And so in his dream, Sayyidina Abu Ubaidah, like, he said that, Ya Rasulullah, why are you in a hurry? Like, why are you hasty? I miss you. Sit down with me for a while and don't run off. You just came to me in my dreams. Sit down for a while and let's talk. I miss you, mashallah. Right? And then Rasul said that I would love to sit with you, Abu Ubaidah, right? But I have to attend the janazah of Abu Bakr. So Sayyidina Abu Ubaidah in Sham, he knew Sayyidina Abu Bakr was going to pass away, like, from the dream. And Rasul told him, I'm going to attend the janazah of Abu Bakr. So he kept it to himself. He didn't tell anybody that he heard from the Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam himself that Abu Bakr was going to pass away already. Right, mashallah. So then after a few months or weeks, because the Risalah takes time to come to Sham.
Which country?
I can't remember, but it was somewhere in Sham. It was in Sham. Right? So they were doing like a lot of futuhat in Sham. Right? So I think it was So Sayyidina Ubaidah was there. Sayyidina Khalid bin Walid was the general at that time, because Sayyidina Abu Bakr's time. So I think it was a few weeks later that the Risalah finally came from Medina to Sham, that Sayyidina Abu Bakr had passed away, and now a new Khalifa is Sayyidina Umar, and Sayyidina Umar gave the instruction that Khalid bin Walid is going to be brought down, and Sayyidina Abu Ubaidah is a new general, mashallah. Right? But Sayyidina Ubaidah already knew that Sayyidina Abu Bakr had passed away, because from his dream, the Rasul told him that I'm going to go off for the janazah of Sayyidina Abu Bakr, mashallah, to attend the janazah of Sayyidina Abu Bakr, mashallah. And it's all true dreams, right? True dreams. It's a part of wahyu, right? So that's why the Habib was mentioning that anyone who lies and say that they have seen a true dream, that they saw a Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, and it's a lie, they have lied against Allah, because it's a part of wahyu. Right, so wahi is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, true dreams are from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, by Allah's permission. Right, so when you say, I saw a Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam in my dreams, and you did not see him, you lie against the Prophet, and you lie against Allah. Right, there's the severity of anyone saying, I saw a Nabi, right, and they did not see Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Subhanallah. Right, so it's a severe thing. The ulama know this, they all know this. So none of them would say, I saw a Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam and did not see a Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Subhanallah. Right, there's a funny story, then we can end the class. There's a funny story, I think it happened here in Tarim or somewhere else in Hadramaut. Hababa mentioned the story whereby there's this man who had a dream, right, on the last day of Sha'ban. Right, apparently he had a dream. And he told everybody that he dreamt last night that Rasul came to him and told him tomorrow is the first of Ramadan. Right. It's not Sharia, okay, you can't do that, okay, you can't say from a dream tomorrow is Ramadan. So he went around saying tomorrow is Ramadan, tomorrow is Ramadan. I saw in a dream tomorrow is Ramadan. I saw the Prophet sallallahu in my dream, tomorrow is Ramadan, you all must fast, you all must fast. So that the ulama of the town, right, they went to that night to go and see the moon, right, and they couldn't find the moon. There is no hilal, so which means you must finish Sha'ban. You can't fast tomorrow, you must finish Sha'ban, 30th Sha'ban. Right, so on the 30th of Sha'ban, right, he went out saying, you all are sinful, you all are not fasting on the first of Ramadan. I saw in my dreams the Prophet ﷺ saying today is the first of Ramadan and you all are sinful. And then he was making a big fuss about it, that this man. So one of the alim talked to him, called him, and said, Ya Fulan, why are you saying? I saw in my dreams that the Prophet ﷺ said that today is the first of Ramadan. And the alim said, well, I heard the Prophet ﷺ, yaqadha, in awakened state, say that today is the last day of Sha'ban. And the man said, how is that so? Then he gives the riwayat. It's yaqadha, right? He was alive when he said it. And everybody around him heard him say it in his lifetime, that if you don't see the hilal on the 29th of Sha'ban, then complete Sha'ban 30 days. That is yaqadha. It's not in Binawm. It's yaqadha. Is awake in front of the Sahaba with how many witnesses saying the Rasul said that if you don't see the hilal, complete 30 days. This is stronger than your dream. Which is as a hukum lah, that if whatever's in the dream, you cannot place fiqh on that. There's no fiqh there. Right? Fiqh is only on what happened, clearly, and there are witnesses to what happened. So the man was like, he was stumped, and he broke his fast. He ate something because the day of Sha'ban. You cannot use a dream to try and push your way. Otherwise, many people will be seeking their own agenda by saying, oh, I dream of Nabi, Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, and not have any taqwa that saying that out of a lie will bring you to the hellfire. No taqwa, right? That's why our fiqh, you cannot put the fiqh on that. But inshallah, we'll discuss later on, next week, inshallah, with this dream of Imam Marzuqi, right? That he brought. Right, and that we believe in it. Like whoever memorizes this aqidah, then dakhal al jannah. Right, so we believe in it, inshallah. Inshallah, next week we'll go into it, inshallah. Barakallahu fikum. Wa sallallahu ala sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam. Walhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Subhanakallahumma bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta. You have a question? Any question? No question, eh? Okay. So inshallah, next week we do the dream. Inshallah. So many dreams. I have an entire book of dreams on the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. They have compiled the dreams of the Prophet, and they go from the Prophet dreaming of himself. Then they go to the Sahaba dreaming of Rasulullah. Then they go to the Tabi'een dreaming of Rasulullah. Then they go into the Imam dreaming of Rasulullah. It's a very beautiful book. But it's in Malay. But the original book is in Arabic. I can't find the original. I'll give you the Arabic title. But I found the Malay one. But it's not Indonesian. It's not Indonesian. Not Malay. It's Indonesian. But it's translated from an Arabic book of a compilation of the dreams of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Like, very beautiful, mashallah. From Nabi dreamed about himself, and then the Sahaba dreamed about him, then the Tabi'een dreamt about him, and of the A'immah who dreamt about him. Sallallahu alaihi wasallam. I think about 100 stories. 100 stories. In Malay, I think 100 mimpi-mimpi. And baginda Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. 100 mimpi. If I'm not wrong. Yeah. Someone went to Indonesia and found it and bought it for me. Yeah. My friend from Indonesia bought it for me. In Singapore. It's in Singapore. I have another book that it's in Malay also, but I think it was 100 and something ways to dream of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So in this book, there is a compilation of amalan that you can do to dream of Rasulullah, but they also had some riwayat before that of dreams of Rasulullah, especially of the three habaib who finished Bil Hidayah. Then they all had a dream. Yeah, so the narration is there, the riwayat is there. Right? And some gave one of them a bowl, he gave one of them a stick. The riwayat. He gave one of them, one who had a bowl, and one had a booklet, like a book. Yes, they finished Bil Hidayah and they implemented Bil Hidayah for 40 days. Then after 40 days, they had a dream. It's a great mashayikh. They have the names there, which Habib Fulan, and they went different parts of the world and they spread Islam with these things of karama. Right? So the one with the bowl, whatever food they put in will never finish. The one with the stick, whichever land he hit, will have plants grow. And the one with the book, whenever he opened the book, fatwa is there. Sorry about it, but one of the three of the habaib who actually did this, and they had this gifts from Rasulullah. It's in my other book, right? And they had like 168 amalan that you can do to dream about Rasulullah. They have like a compilation of what the ulama have said. It's really, if you all want to start doing it. I try to do it in Nabil Awal, try and like do at least one of it because it's a lot of stuff to do. MashaAllah. Yeah, I know. This is what Habib Umar says. This is what Habib Umar is saying that the 3,000 salawats every day. I mean the whole month. Just forget what Habib Umar says. Do that one. Finish that. And then you look at other things to do, and then the maulids and everything. MashaAllah. Yeah, the Fatiha.
I will. Is it confirmed Monday?
No. آمين صلى الله عليه وسلم. الفاتحة. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.